Alright, today we're going to be looking at interpreting a scatter plot. The first thing that we want to talk about is if scatter plots have a trend. So a scatter plot is, well, I'll show you what. It is a graph that just has a bunch of points or a bunch of plots over them, and they're just scattered around. So when we say positive trend, we need to remember and think back to lines. Lines have a positive trend if they are going up from left to right or increasing left to right. Lines have a negative trend if they are decreasing left to right. So when we look at a scatter plot, if it is a bunch of plots that tend to look like they're going up, like you could draw a line through the middle and it would be going up, then it's said to have a positive trend. Whereas if it's a negative one, if the points are kind of grouped in a way that looks like they're going down, you could draw a line going down through the middle of them, then it's a negative trend. And then if there is just no trend at all, that means they're just spread out everywhere and there's no general direction in which they're going. So let's look at a couple examples that you might encounter. So it says, does this scatter plot show a positive trend, negative trend, or no trend? So if I look and I try to draw a line through these, my line would kind of go this way. So these would be said to have a positive trend. If I look at this next example, there's really no way that I could draw a line. Those are all really far from that line. Even if I take the line and flip it around the other way, they're still all very far from the line. So they don't really fit on the line super well. They're just scattered all about. So this scatter plot would be said to have no trend. If I look at this one, again, a line going this way doesn't get a lot of points, so that's not going to work. If I draw a line going negative, it's still not going to work because these dots are just spread all around. So this scatter plot would be said to have no trend. If I look at this one, I could draw a line kind of right here, and a lot of dots are on the line or close to the line, and that line is going down. It is decreasing from left to right. So this scatter plot is said to have a negative trend. If I look at this group of dots and I try to draw a line, well, if I go that way, they're all sorts spaced out on the line. But if I take my line and I draw it this way, I can hit a lot of the plots, and a bunch of them are still really close. So this scatter plot would be said to have a negative trend because it's gradually going down or decreasing left to right. Again, looking at this one, trying to draw kind of a line of best fit or estimate a line of best fit, it would be about there. It covers a bunch of plots, and these plots, these other points, are close to the line, but that's not what the question is asking. So this happened to a lot of students when they were working on this. They got used to going in this negative, positive, no trend. They didn't read the question, and they look down here, and they've got numbers for answers. So read the question first. So the question is asking, based on the scatter plot below, which is a better prediction for y when x is 8? So we're given x is 8. So this looks like it's counting by 10, so I go 10, 20, 30, 40. So I would estimate how to draw a line in there. I would estimate x is 8 about here. And if we look, let me if we look when x is about 8, is 89 or 17 a better guess? Well, 17 would be down here on the y-axis, and there's no point anywhere close to when x is 8, whereas up here, 89 would be about here. Well, there's a point right here and right here. And so if we had to guess, 89 would be the better guess, that if x was 8, we would end up with a point when y is 89. So again, read the question first, and if you look at the answers, it's not asking for a trend, it's asking for a value. So we need to read up here, which is a better prediction for y when x is 5. So we can sort of draw in a guideline. Here is when x is 5. We've learned that x equals our vertical lines. And we notice where the plots are. Here's a couple plots, there's a plot, there's a plot, there's a plot. Here's a bunch of plots. Are they close enough to x equals 5? No, not really. These over here are closer. So that's not going to work. So if we look, the best guess when x is 5, 10 is up here. There's no plots anywhere near where y is 10. And we look, y is 2 right here. Well, here's these couple of dots above it, and here's this dot below it. So 2 is actually the better guess of when x is 5, y is probably going to be somewhere around or close to 2. This one is asking for a better predictor when x is 7. X is 7 right here on this line, and where are most of our points clustered? When x is 7, right here, anywhere from 6 to 8. So there's absolutely none down here close to 7 when it's 2, so it can't be 2. So when x is 7, our best guess would be that y would be 8. And then finally, it pays to read. A lot of students miss this one because they switched from giving you x to giving you y. So when y is 9, y equals 9 is actually that line. So where are the points on x when y equals 9? Well, they're right around here, and that line is actually when x is a 5-ish. So what's closer to 5? The 0 to 4. Well, 4. And that is all the types of questions that you will encounter on interpreting these scatter plots.